What if an invisible war had already shaped the destiny of humanity without anyone ever realizing it? A war not fought on Earth, but in the heavens. Long before the rise of civilizations, before the first human breath, before time was even measured, something happened. Something so powerful, so overwhelming, that its impact echoed through eternity. A moment that split existence itself between obedience and rebellion, light and darkness. And even today, we may still be living in the shadow of that moment. What you are about to hear is not just a story, it is a mystery, a hidden truth buried deep within ancient texts, whispered across generations. And once you hear it, you may never see the world the same way again. According to ancient scriptures, angels are not symbols. They are not metaphors. They are not simply poetic ideas meant to inspire faith. They are described as real beings, created before humanity, before the earth as we know it. They existed in a realm beyond our understanding, a realm of light, of order, of divine perfection. Their purpose was clear: to serve, to protect, to carry out the will of the Creator. They were not weak. They did not experience doubt the way humans do. They were powerful, beyond imagination. Each one was unique, yet perfectly aligned with divine purpose. Some were messengers, delivering revelations across realms. Others were warriors, guardians of the divine order. And some were said to oversee entire nations. They existed in harmony, in perfect unity. No conflict, no corruption, only obedience and light. But even in perfection, there was the possibility of choice, and that changed everything. Among these beings, there was one who stood above the rest, more radiant, more intelligent, more admired. His presence alone commanded attention. His name was Lucifer, often described as a bearer of light, a being of extraordinary beauty and wisdom. He was not ordinary, he was exceptional. But within him, something began to grow, not fear, not doubt, but desire. A desire not to serve, but to rise. To elevate himself beyond all others, to become more than what he was created to be. At first, it may have seemed small, a thought, a whisper. But over time, that whisper became a voice. And that voice became a conviction. Why serve when you could rule? Why follow when you could lead? And so, the unthinkable happened. Lucifer began to challenge the very order of heaven. Not alone, but with others. Angels who listened, angels who believed, angels who chose to follow him. What began as a thought became a rebellion. And what began as a rebellion became a war. A war unlike anything humanity has ever seen. A war of power, of will, of existence itself. Light against darkness. Heaven against rebellion. And when it ended, nothing was the same. The rebellion did not succeed. It could not, because the force it opposed was absolute. And so, Lucifer fell. Not gently, not quietly, but violently, cast out from the heavens, stripped of his place, stripped of his glory. And he was not alone. Those who followed him fell with him. Together,
they became something else. No longer beings of light, but something darker, something fractured, something changed. They were no longer part of the divine order, they were outside of it, separated, and yet not destroyed. Which raises a question. If they were not destroyed, where did they go? Some say they were cast to the earth, not as rulers,
but as exiles. And that is where the mystery truly begins. Ancient writings, some accepted, others controversial, suggest something disturbing, that these fallen beings did not remain distant. They interacted, they observed humanity, and then they interfered. Some accounts claim they shared knowledge, not simple knowledge, but advanced understanding, secrets of the universe, technology beyond its time, wisdom that humans were never meant to possess. But knowledge is never neutral. It carries power, and power can corrupt. What if some of the chaos in human history did not come from humanity alone? What if some influences came from beyond? Not visible, not obvious, but real. Even today, people ask questions, questions with clear answers. Are these beings still here? Hidden, unseen, watching? Do they influence human thoughts, decisions, events that shape the world? Or are they simply stories, misunderstood over time? The truth is uncertain. And perhaps that is what makes it so unsettling, because the unknown is always more powerful than the known. Fallen angels may not just be part of ancient history, they may represent something deeper, a hidden layer of reality that exists alongside our own. A silent influence, subtle, persistent, unseen. And if that is true, then the greatest battle is not one of weapons or nations, but one of influence, of truth and deception, and maybe.
The most important question is not whether they exist, but whether we are aware of what is shaping the world around us. Because sometimes the most powerful forces are the ones we never see. Subscribe, because what you are about to discover next could change everything.